Welcome back to the channel, guys. I want to ask you a question. What would it feel like if you were to lose $40,000 in just a matter of a couple of hours? Stay tuned because we're going to be talking about it today and what I did to get myself out of that predicament. Today, guys, I am going to be sharing with you a story that is near and dear to my heart. In fact, I'm going to be talking with you guys and gals today how losing $40,000 actually helped me make $300,000. You definitely want to stay until the end as well because I'm going to be sharing my biggest takeaways, the biggest lessons that I learned after going through such a crazy roller coaster of emotions, of losing so much and then making so much on the back end. Before we get into the story, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell. If you want to continue seeing more content like this from me, let's get right into it. I really think this story is going to hit home for a lot of people, but especially those of you business owners who, a lot of times when we're in business, a lot of it is just trial and error. Like we're trying this, we're trying that, and whatever seems to work, then we push the gas on it. And then if it works again, then we systematize it, then we make it into a whole entire ecosystem. And that's exactly where I was. This is probably 5 years ago. I had just started my business. We were getting things cranking. Everything was going great. And in fact, it got up to the point where we were actually starting to spend a lot of money on ads. And I mean a lot. Like we started spending anywhere from $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per day on ads every single day. And they were giving us a very great ROI on our ad spend. So we were just hitting the gas on one specific campaign in particular. We were getting great ROI on this ad spend. Well, it was going so good, just like everything else in life. I kind of was like, wow, this is going great and it's going to do this forever. So we're good. But what I didn't know was algorithm changes, and literally in a moment, we had lost tens of thousands of dollars. Thankfully, my ad manager at the time comes to me and says, hey, we just lost $40,000. And I said, shut the ads off, time out, what's going on? The algorithm had changed and we were down 40 grand. Most business owners, most people, but especially business owners, for those of us who are like, oh my gosh, I just lost $40,000. That would take most people out, man. Like it's a big punch in the gut. Financially speaking, emotionally speaking, oh my gosh, nobody wants to lose $40,000. I don't care how wealthy you are. I don't care how much money you got. Losing $40,000, it really sucks, right? So here we are, we're $40,000 down. The team is freaking out. I'm freaking out, to be honest with you, and I don't know what to do. So here's what I did. I did what I know best. I went to prayer and I began to ask God, what should I do in this situation? And without skipping a beat, God spoke to me out of Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18. And it says this, remember the Lord, for it is He who gives you the power to create wealth. And that verse really jumped out at me. It stuck out to me because the Bible wasn't saying God is going to give you wealth. The Bible was saying that God will give you the power to create wealth. And I just kept seeing those words out there, the power to create wealth, the power to create wealth. And then I read it again and I saw it like this, the power to create. And then I read it again and I said, create, create, create. So I felt from God, wow, the answer to this problem is to get innovative and create something that is going to break us out of this loss. So me and my wife talk about it. We're thinking about it. We're dreaming over it. And before you know it, God gave us a crazy idea. What if we were to put together this crazy school, put all of our best everything together into this school, put this price tag on it, which was a little bit higher ticket than what I was normally doing. And let's make this available to people because it is such an awesome offer. People are absolutely going to want this offer. So long story short, I went to the staff. I said, guys, we don't have to freak out anymore. I have an idea. We're going to create this new offer. We're going to put it together in a creative new way. We're going to put this together, this funnel, this and that, and boom, boom, boom. Within a few days, and I put everyone on overtime within a few days. Everyone work, get this thing built. In just a few days, everything was done. We launched the offer, and literally by the end of the month, we had made an extra $300,000 from this one offer. And honestly, the month after that, we made even more. And the month after that, we made even more. See, here's the biggest thing, guys. Most people would get freaked out. Most people would like shrink back in fear. Most people would get discouraged and want to give up by taking such a big L, such a big loss, a punch to the chin, so to say, like, oh my gosh, we lost $40,000. Let's transition to the takeaways, to the lessons that I learned. So here's the first lesson that I learned from this crazy story. As the business owner, you are responsible for everything. See, I made the mistake of getting a little bit too comfortable with, having my people just like, well, it's working, so you go ahead and just take care of it over here. You go ahead and take care of it over there. And what was happening was, instead of me watching the numbers every single day, I was just kind of getting like, well, it's working, it's all good. And without looking at the numbers just for about half of a day, I lost $40,000. As a business owner, you are responsible for every single thing that's going on. I'm not saying that you have to micromanage people. I'm not a big fan of that. But I am saying you have to hold yourself to a different level of accountability when it comes to the flow, systems, and structure of your business. So make sure you keep your eyes on everything without micromanaging anyone. Lesson number 2 that I learned, I just touched on it a little bit. You've got to know your numbers. I think a big place where a lot of business owners struggle is they don't know their numbers. They don't know what their profit margins are. They don't know how much they're spending over here. They don't know how much this costs, how much they're making over there. Guys, you've got to know your numbers. The best way to do this is either to get everything into spreadsheets, get your CPA on it. If you're able to, get your CFO. If you're at that level, get your chief financial officer to give you daily reports. I have daily check-ins with my team so I can keep my eyeballs on all the numbers. Because guys, the punchline is this. At the end of the day, if the numbers are not making sense, your business is dying. And if your business is dying, you're in hot water, right? So you've got to make sure to know your numbers. Lesson number 3 that I learned from this crazy situation, guys, this was probably one of the biggest mind-opening lessons that I learned after the situation of losing 40,000 and making 300K plus month after month after month. It was this: your earning potential, your ability that God has given you, the power to create wealth. Your earning potential is much, much bigger than any problem or bill that you will ever face. As business owners, a lot of times, we're out here getting punched in the face all the time, man. Like crazy stuff's going on. Fires are burning all the time. And if you allow the problems, the fires, the L's, the losses that you take to really bring fear into your heart and bring fear into your life, you're going to want to shrink back, and it's going to cause you to feel overwhelmed. But as soon as you understand that your potential to earn and to create wealth, no matter how big the bill is, I can go out and get more money tomorrow, it's okay. When you realize that about yourself and the power that God has given you to create wealth, everything changes. And the 4th lesson that I learned from this situation, guys, is that creativity, innovation, and action are always the correct answer when you're feeling overwhelmed. When we lost that $40,000, it was a very overwhelming feeling, as you can imagine. But guys, we got creative, we got innovative, and we took massive action. And when you do these things in the place of overwhelm, you are going to see that, wow, these are the keys that unlock the door of feeling stuck or feeling overwhelmed. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you've been inspired by this video. Listen, whether you're a business owner or an aspiring business owner or entrepreneur, every single one of us have been there before when we're like, man, I've got to try to figure this out. This is crazy. And hopefully this story of how we lost $40,000, creative, innovated, and took massive action and made 300K just in the first month alone. I hope this inspired you guys and gals, because guys, anything is possible as long as you understand that God is the one who gives you the power to create wealth. You don't have to feel stuck. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. You just got to get innovative. You got to take responsibility. You got to know your numbers. And guys, the rest will be history. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell. If you want to continue seeing more content like this from me, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey, if you like that video and you want to learn how my students are making an extra $5,000 to $10,000 every single month, then click the link below and book a free strategy session with my team. You'd be glad you did.